So weightlessness looks at the spectrum of human development, and there are a few things that we simply cannot neglect in order to develop ourselves. These things would be strength, flexibility, mental development, which we put in the meditation camp, for lack of a better term, and nutrition, at least at the basic levels. And within this spectrum, there are a variety of tools and assessments and things that allow us to assess not only where we are along this spectrum, but also that give us the tools to overcompensate for our weaknesses and continue to develop our strengths until we reach a point of relative mind-body integration and peak performance. So the primary difference is that weightlessness is a process. It's not a workout, whereas most of the things on the market look at one particular facet of a person, and they look at one vector of training, if you want to call it that. CrossFit, as an example, looks at somebody's strength and strength endurance, but it doesn't really look at their psychology or their mental development directly anyway. It may happen as a byproduct. It doesn't particularly address flexibility in a meaningful way. And nutrition may be around, but it's also not directly dictated by that type of training. So it looks at one facet, and it gives you the tools to progress along that until you either plateau or decide to jump ship and try something different. Weightlessness, on the other hand, recognizes that as we evolve, we simply need different tools. And not all of us start from the same place, and not all of us need to go to the same place in order to balance our mind and body complex and to attain a place of mind-body integration. Somebody, for example, may have an extensive background in physical training, but may have never practiced meditation or have very little control over their own concentration, may be relatively unaware of the things that are going on around them. And so this person should, rightly so, emphasize the fitness component a lot less, focus on higher intensity training, and things that reduce volume but increase intensity so they can spend more time on other facets of training. Whereas on the other hand, if somebody comes in with an extensive meditation background but hasn't done any physical conditioning, this person would need to compensate for their underdeveloped physicality.